to talk has a maximum of 2 minutes to talk, because as we all gather, this program is going to run from 11 a.m. now until 1:30 p.m. We know the situation of Western Sahara. We know that it is for more than 2 to 3 decades that the Sahrawi people are expecting the promised referendum in the early 1990s that has not been fulfilled until now. So by virtue of that position, when a speaker is speaking, please be mindful of the time. You don't need to contextualize the history of the Sahrawi suffering to us anymore. You will just need to highlight some important aspect of your engagement within 2 minutes. Exceeding such time, we are going to mute you and will allow space for the another intervention. Whatever you want to say, please, you either raise your hand, the chat room is open, put a comment or drop a question. We will look at it and we decide whether we will attend to it. This virtual ceremony is just one of many ceremonies that we will be having in the course of time. So if you are not given the possibility to talk today, please don't take offense with us. We had confirmed participants of almost 60 countries, basically 58 countries, both individuals and collectives around the world who have agreed to participate in this virtual event. We also had to turn some people down because the capacity of our Zoom room can only accommodate 100 people. And if you can see from the participants, we are already 41, which means by the time the main speaker who will introduce the matter of this event this morning, the participation is going to increase. So not wasting time, I am going to allow Ambassador Bissat, who is Sahrawi Republic Ambassador to South Africa, to give us a context of this event. I thank you. Ambassador, over to you, please.
Good morning, everybody. You hear me?
Yes, Ambassador, proceed.
All right. It's a great honor for the Sahrawi Republic to have you all. This is an event to mark the 45th anniversary of the proclamation of the Sahrawi Republic in 27 February 1976. As you all may recall, that date on Spain, the former colonial power of Western Sahara, have sent a note verbal, has communicated officially to United Nations that they will stop their existence in Western Sahara on the 26th of February 76. Polisario Front and all the Sahrawis, all the Sahrawi political forces joined in the Polisario Front have decided to fill the legal and political vacuum and announce Sahrawi Republic as an independent and sovereign country, in conformity with the African legality, in conformity with international legality, but most of all, in conformity with the will of the people of Western Sahara, who, after years of combating Spanish colonialism, have decided to declare his sovereign and independent state. That's unfortunately Morocco, supported by his Western allies, have decided to attack the Sahrawis and stop their celebration of their independence, exactly as Morocco did with Algeria 63, and exactly as Morocco did with Mauritania 1960, when they declared independence. So Moroccan forces have attacked the Sahrawi Republic, and the war broke till the African Union, the then OAU, started the peace process with direct negotiation between Sahrawi Republic and the Kingdom of Morocco in joint efforts between OAU and UN, and we agreed on the then settlement plan endorsed in the resolution of Security Council 690, which stipulate that we should go for a referendum of self-determination where the Sahrawi people will choose freely his destiny. Nevertheless, unfortunately, Morocco again have done everything at his disposal to jeopardize, sabotage, and obstruct the efforts of United Nations to do the referendum. Then, as you may recall, James Baker came to the rescue, and we agreed with Morocco, and we signed the very famous Houston Agreements, where for the third time referendum have been planned to take place in '98. Nevertheless, Morocco again intensified their efforts of sabotage and of obstruction and of delaying tactics. These delaying tactics continued till now, where in November, last November, Morocco moved from political obstruction to a military aggression, to attacking Sahrawi civilians, to occupying more of the liberated land, to arrest more Sahrawi citizens, to expoil more Sahrawi resources. At that level, the Sahrawis have decided to take arms in legitimate defense of the Sahrawi civilians, in legitimate defense of the Sahrawi rights, in their legitimate exercise of their right to defend by all means their legitimate internationally recognized rights, as stipulated very clearly in the resolutions of the United Nations, that people of colonial peoples and territories have the right to struggle militarily and by all the means to defend their legitimate and internationally recognized right. That's why today we are in the second phase of our liberation struggle. Today, as we speak, the Sahrawi army is engaging the Moroccan army on all the Morocco to the most remote point, south and western Sahara, on the frontiers with our sister neighbor Mauritania. So as we speak now, the war has escalated because of Moroccan aggression against the Sahrawi civilians, because of Moroccan stepping back of the internationally recognized resolutions and understand, because Morocco saying openly that he will not agree with the referendum, which is endorsed, agreed between us and endorsed and sanctioned by a resolution of Security Council. So we are in the second, and we are very sure we will win it. We shall overcome. Very soon, we will invite you all, dear colleagues and comrades, to celebrate with us the independence of the Sahrawi Republic in the free Layun. The Sahrawis have decided that enough is enough. Enough of Moroccan delaying tactics. Enough of the complicity of some Western powers with Moroccan occupation. Enough with waiting, think that Morocco doesn't want to honor their promises and their written and signed agreements with the Sahrawi Republic. This is, as you may recall, the Sahrawi Republic, the last resolution of the African Union in its extraordinary summit held virtually under the chairmanship of President Cyril Ramaphosa, where the African Union have endorsed the resolution in support of the Sahrawi rights, in support of the referendum, in support of the resolution 690 of Security Council of the United Nations, and they asked for a new negotiations between the two member countries of the African Union, which are the Sahrawi Republic and the Kingdom of Morocco. Today, as we see them, the 19 heroes of Gdemizig, who have been given life sentences for doing a peaceful demonstration in their own country. Today, as we speak, there are 500 uncounted for Sahrawis in Moroccan jails that we don't know whereabouts. Today, as we speak, there is almost 200,000 Sahrawi refugees in Algeria, who are the oldest refugee under the custody of UNHCR, the oldest refugee community in the world under the custodianship of UNHCR are the Sahrawi refugees in Algeria. Today, as we speak, 2/3 of the population of the Sahrawi Republic has paid a heavy price. One of their family have been jailed, have been disappeared, or have been killed by Morocco. The human cost of this long aggression of Morocco against the Sahrawi Republic is long overdue to stop and to cease and to finish. We cannot tolerate that an African country occupy another African country. We cannot tolerate forever that the violation of the Constitutive Act of African Union, which speaks clearly about frontiers inherited at the independence. We cannot tolerate the Moroccan violation of the Constitutive Act rules about sovereignty of states, about territorial integrity of states, about the intangibility of inherited frontiers and the independence, about self-determination and freedom of people. So as we speak, and in the name of the Sahrawi people, I appeal to you, I urge all of you to do whatever we can do to finish with this colonial rule, with this colonial aggression of Morocco against their neighbors, against the Sahrawi Republic. African Union have decided that the theme of this year is arts, culture, and heritage. In the framework of this resolution of AU, we want to call all of you to cooperate with us to organize a concert of solidarity, like we did with South Africa, like we did with Zimbabwe, like we did with Namibia, a concert of solidarity where the African performers can gather somewhere in our continent to ask and the end of Moroccan occupation of the territory of Sahrawi Republic. Also, we have been doing solidarity conference in Europe, in Latin America, in Asia. We think in the end of 2001, we have to do a big gathering on the African continent, on the African soil, in some of our African capitals, to ask the end of the human rights violations in Western Sahara, the end of the spoiling and theft of the Sahrawi natural resources, which is the main reason that makes Morocco hold its grip on our territory. Also, we want to do a very alarming appeal for the immediate release of the Sahrawi political prisoners, among them the 19 political prisoners of Gdemizig, who have life sentences, 20 years, 30 years for doing a peaceful demonstration. This is unacceptable. There is a very wide consensus among all the reputable human rights organizations in the world that this is unacceptable, and these comrades must be set free immediately and without condition. And the last one was the mechanisms of United Nations regarding human rights. So as we speak also, we want all of you to express, because injustice can continue only if good people doesn't know about it. So the raising awareness, the raising the profile of the struggle, speaking about in the media, in the community radios, in the newspapers, in our parliament, in our elected leaders, in our community centers, to start a large African mobilization to finish this historic injustice that is continued on the African soil. We want as an African to close once and for all the painful chapter of colonialism, the painful chapter of aggression, the painful chapter of military occupation and the acquisition of land by force, who are all a gross human rights violation against an African people. As we speak and as we celebrate the Sahrawi Republic, we are very proud of the results that the Sahrawi Republic has given so far for the Sahrawi people. In terms of education, scholarization of all kids, boys and girls in the Sahrawi society, the health care for every Sahrawi, the protection for every social protection for every Sahrawi who lives under the authority of Sahrawi Republic in the liberated zone or in the refugee campus. The participation of women, the trade unions, the democratic experience and the role of the parliament, the oversight of parliament on the government, the very liberal and democratic guarantees enshrined in the Sahrawi constitution, the wide recognition of the Sahrawi Republic in the world as a member, a founding member of the African Union that enjoys also a wide solidarity and support in Latin America, in Asia, in Europe, and in over the world. As we speak today, and in this week's celebrations, conferences like ours are organized in the South Pacific, in Europe, in Latin America, and in Asia to commemorate and to express solidarity with the Sahrawi people. I will not finish my remarks before thanking all of you. All of you. We have a very good response from African brothers and sisters. Over 40 countries are participating with us today. Over 60 countries from all over the world who want us to join us, and they are with us now. I, on behalf of the Sahrawi Republic, the government of the Sahrawi Republic, on behalf of the leadership of Polisario, on behalf of the Sahrawi people, I want to thank you all. From the bottom of my heart, I want to express to all of you our deep gratitude and appreciation of this gesture of solidarity, gesture of brotherhood from all of you. Among us here, the countries from Southern Africa, from West Africa, from East Africa, from North, from the center. We are here gathered, united to ask for justice for the Sahrawi people, justice for Sahrawi Republic, justice for Africa. We shall overcome. Our brother, we learned something from our brothers in South Africa during the liberation struggle. They were saying, we shall overcome. And they overcame in the end. They won a very powerful criminal regime of apartheid who was a nuclear power. We learn from our brothers in Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, our brothers of Algeria who defeated not only France, but the NATO coalition, a nuclear superpower only defeated on the soil of Algeria. Justice always will win. We will win. We will defeat Moroccan occupation. We will recuperate our land. We will restore this total sovereignty of Sahrawi Republic. You have our word that we will fix them, and we will fix them, and we will win, and we will join you as a and we all will celebrate that in La'yun. I will not go further. I thank all of you, and God bless you. A luta continua e victoria certa. Aman.
Away too.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for that very strong message. The Sahrawis will overcome no matter what it takes. There is nothing in this life that can defeat justice. The strength of justice is a powerful weapon to overcome all sorts of imperial design. Thank you for that strong message again, Ambassador. I believe all our friends and ladies and gentlemen, we share the same sentiment with the people of Sahrawi Republic. That is why we gather on this virtual anniversary ceremony this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call upon various individuals from various collectives who will have to intervene in the program. If Advocate Jose Nascimento of South African Solidarity Movement is online, Advocate, I give you 2 minutes just to table the South African motion of solidarity to the people of Western Sahara. Advocate, are you there? If Advocate Nascimento Jose is not online, shall we call upon Dr. Saïd Ayachi of Comité National Algérien de Solidarité avec le Peuple Sahraoui? Docteur, est-ce que vous êtes là? If Dr. Said is not online, ladies and gentlemen, just a little remark. We all know the challenges that we are going through, especially at this time of the pandemic. The internet virtual conferences have become the order of the day. And as you know, they also a lot of challenges. Sometimes you get connected, you get disconnected without you wanting to be disconnected. That's the reality of the internet. So if we can go to Nigeria, if Nuhu Yakub or Owei Lakemfa of Nigerian Movement for the Liberation of Western Sahara is online, please just indicate by the show of arm, and then Ali is going to allow you to speak. I can see Owei. Okay, Owei, please, over to you.
Thank you very much.
2-minute solidarity motion.
Thank you very much, comrades. On behalf of the Nigerian Solidarity Movement Western Sahara, which comprises trade unions in Nigeria, including the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress, all academics in Nigeria, that is the Academic Staff Union of Universities. I can see online with us, Nasir Fage, former president of ASU. And on behalf of the Nigerian people, I wish to say that Nigeria, which recognized the SADR back in December 1984, has not deviated, because the Western Sahara issue is a straightforward matter of decolonization. All over the world, everybody has been decolonized. And we just are Western Sahara, because colonialism by an African country is not different from colonialism by a European country. And what you just find is that there is indirect colonialism, because the Europeans are actually behind the entire colonization of Africa. And as you know, the United Nations has said everybody has a right to self-determination. The International Justice Court has also ruled on that. The African Constitutive Act also ruled on that, because Western Sahara is a foundation member of the African Union, even before Morocco joined. Therefore, there's no way we can allow another African country, a member of the AU, to colonize or occupy the territory of another African country. We know that Morocco is funded by European countries, especially France, and Europe is making a lot of money from it. We know that the resources of Western Sahara are being stolen, the phosphate being stolen, the fisheries being stolen. And in Nigeria, we've tried to monitor this, monitoring ships that are coming all the way from Morocco with stolen fisheries and phosphate from Nigeria. We want also to express our solidarity with all the Sahrawi people, especially our sister, Aminatu Aida, who had been in Nigeria before. In fact, our own case, the case of a country like Morocco, which claims ownership of Western Sahara, then expelling a Sahrawi to Spain, it simply shows the entire thing, that this whole thing about Moroccan claims over Western Sahara is a fraud. We also think the United Nations mission there must not close its eyes to the perpetration of injustice, to torture, to disappearances, to forced disappearances in Western Sahara.
Thank you so much, Owei Lakemfa. Yes, we share the same sentiment with you. The UN Security Council must create an arm of human rights there. Jose Nascimento is online. Jose, please, we give you 2 minutes. Don't give a ceremonial speech, just give a short, brief motion of solidarity. Jose, by show of hand, you will be able to be unmuted by Ali. Thank you, Jose. I see Jose is not ready. By the show of hand, can we get Kido Jasper from Tanzania, please? Kido, are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
All right, Kido, please, 2 minutes, no speech, don't greet anyone. You are a friend to everyone already. Thank you.
Thank you. Greetings from the Tanzania Socialist, Tanzania Sahrawi Solidarity Committee, whereby we send our greetings to every comrade who is a friend and a well-wisher of the Sahrawi cause. As the Tanzania Sahrawi Solidarity Committee, we share our regards, our deep regards to the people of Western Sahara, especially with the ongoing maneuvers which are attributed by Morocco. Well, the situation in Tanzania is we are in a situation whereby the government still is pro the Western Sahara cause, but at the same time also, since the last 3 years, Morocco has been in great relationship with the government. So they are also been using money to pay for journalists and so forth. And we, as the Tanzania Sahrawi Solidarity Committee, are trying to counter that. There are a lot of maneuvers which are done by the Moroccan regime in this end of East Africa, this end of Tanzania. So basically, we are appealing to our fellow colleagues in East Africa, in all parts of Africa, particularly the youth. Since we, the Tanzania Sahrawi Solidarity Committee, consist of youth, we are strictly so far youth activists from different organizations, whereby we are all below age of 35. So it's about time for us youth to take up this from our elders, join with them, use our platforms, our social media platforms, through poetry, article writings, and whatever, to express our solidarity to the people of Western Sahara. I know 45 years is actually a huge time, and it's easy for some of us to like lag behind and feel exhausted. But that should not be the case for us, because our blood is still fresh and running, and there are our colleagues in Western Sahara which basically do not have the luxury to get education, food, sports, and etc. So as the ambassador of Sahrawi in South Africa earlier stated, that the theme of this year, arts, culture, and heritage, I believe this is the time whereby we youth need to take this theme into strict consideration by using all forms of arts through songs, whether be it in contemporary or in underground, whatever platforms which we are going to use. So basically, we're just sending our love and shout out.
Thank you so much, Jasper, for that motion. It is great. All of us must use our various platforms and must promote the cause of the Sahrawi people, so that the promised referendum is either conducted, or in either way, the Sahrawis must be free politically. I see Dr. Ayachi. Let me take you by surprise. Bonjour, docteur. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous donner 2 minutes de soutien, de motion de soutien pour le peuple sahraoui? Est-ce que vous êtes là, Dr. Ayachi? Est-ce que Dr. Ayachi m'écoute? OK. Jose Nascimento, are you ready?
Oui, vous m'entendez?
Oui, oui, docteur. Vas-y, 2 minutes seulement. Ne salue pas personne. Vous êtes l'ami de tout le monde ici.
Je peux parler en arabe.
Oui, vas-y, parle en arabe. Please, ladies and gentlemen, there is a button, an icon below your device that that says interpretation. You can click on that icon and go to Arabic, French, or English translation to be able to understand what Dr. Ayachi is going to say in Arabic. Please go ahead, Dr. Ayachi.
4 minutes. To 4 minutes.
You have 2 minutes, Dr. Ayachi. 2 minutes.
وصديقاتي. On m'a dit 4. On m'a dit 4.
Docteur, vas-y, 4.
On m'a dit que j'avais 4 minutes.
Oui, vas-y, docteur. Continue, you have it.
أصدقائي وصديقاتي المشاركين والمشاركات، أرض الجزائر أرض الحرية والكرامة والكرم. إليكم جميعا تحية الأخوة والاحترام والتقدير وتحية النضال. هذا النضال الذي هو الربط بين أبناء وبنات الأفارقة الأصليين. أود أن أحيي هذه المبادرة الإفريقية المخططة من طرف أفريقيين لفائدة الأفارقة، ترمي إلى مساندة ومرافقة شعب أفريقي ألا وهو الشعب الصحراوي الأبي. رفض كل شكل من الاحتلال والاستعمار من طرفنا جميعا هو الإسمنت ليرص صفوفنا وليسمح لنا أن نعيش في الكرامة والحرية والاستقلال. وفي هذا التضامن بين الأفارقة، الجزائر قد ساهمت بصفة معتبرة التي سجلها التاريخ في العصر الحديث بقاراتنا العظيمة. كل حركة التحرير الأفريقية وجدت الإعانة والمساعدة الأخوة النضالية من طرف الجزائر إثناء معركتهم التحريرية، وكل الحركات التحريرية الأخرى التي رافقتهم الجزائر حتى للنصر النهائي. فاليوم جبهة البوليزاريو هي كذلك حركة تحريرية، الممثل الشرعي والوحيد للشعب الصحراوي ومعرف بها وهي ممثلة في 143 دولة في العالم. ومثل الأمس من بداية اليوم الأول الجزائر تساند وتدعم جبهة البوليزاريو الذي تقود المعركة المصيرية للشعب الصحراوي الباطل من أجل الحرية والاستقلال. وهذا وفاء للعهد الذي أعطيناه لشهدائنا الأبرار وتطبيقا للمبادئ الموروثة من ثورة نوفمبر المجيدة. الشعب الجزائري يرفض بقوة شديدة احتلال واستيطان إقليم الصحراء الغربية من طرف الحكم المغربي الغاشم. تحت قيادة جبهة البوليزاريو الشعب الصحراوي انطلق بعزم وإرادة وروح تضحية في الكفاح المسلح ليحرر أرض الإجداد. حصل على انتصارات عسكرية حقيقية، الشيء الذي أرغم الحكم المغربي أن يطالب توقيف إطلاق النار تحت إشراف منظمة الأمم المتحدة. مع الأسف المناورات المغربية متعددة المساندة الإجرامية للحكم المغربي من طرف الدولة الفرنسية عضو دائم في مجلس الأمن، والتقاعس الملحوظ في هيئات الأمم المتحدة مع الخروقات اليومية لحقوق الإنسان في الأراضي المحتلة للصحراء الغربية، والنهب المنظم من طرف المغرب فيما يخص الثروات الطبيعية الصحراوية، والتماثل المؤكد منذ 22 شهر في تعيين المبعوث الشخصي للأمين العام للأمم المتحدة كل هذه الوقائع ولدت استياء وفقدان الثقة بالنسبة للشاب الصحراوي الشجاع، وزرعت الإحباط وخيبة الأمل ولا سيما عند الشباب الصحراوي. فاليوم بعد أن أرغم الشعب الصحراوي للرجوع للكفاح المسلح، منظمة الأمم المتحدة وأمينها العام ومجلسها للأمن مجبورين باستجواب أداء استلزامهم في إطار احترام القانون الدولي وتطبيق ميثاق الأمم المتحدة فيما يخص قضايا تصفية الاستعمار وتفعيل اللوائح الجديدة المصادق عليها من طرف أعضاء مجلس الأمن. في هذا المجال على الأمين العام للأمم المتحدة أن يعين بدون إطالة مبعوثه الخاص من أجل تنظيم في أقرب الأجال استفتاء تقرير المصير الذي هو حق معترف به مرارا وتكرارا لفائدة الشعب الصحراوي. الصحراء الغربية هي آخر مستعمرة في إفريقيا، قبل كل شيء هي مسألة أفريقية تهم شعب أفريقي الذي يعاني منذ 45 سنة من الحرمان والتشريد والذي يطالب بحقه المشروع. فعلينا نحن كأفارقة بمعناه الاتحاد الأفريقي أن نسترجع جميعا كليا الملف الصحراوي، وعلى الاتحاد الأفريقي أن يرغم أعضائه باحترام بنود العقد التأسيسي، هذا العقد الذي وقعوا عليه بوضوح الجمهورية العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية والمملكة المغربية. إجباري أن الأصوات التي تطلع من هذا التحاضر عن البعد أن تسمع في إفريقيا وخارج إفريقيا. احتضنوا الشعب الصحراوي واحتضنوا العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية، واحتضنوا جبهة البوليزاريو وساعدهم ورافقهم ليستفيدوا من حقوقهم المعترف بها من طرف المجتمع الدولي. أقطعوا لهؤلاء الذين يريدون الاحتلال بالقوة، أقطعوا الطريق للمستعمرين، أقطعوا الدمار بين الجدد، أقطعوا الطريق.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayachi. Merci beaucoup, Dr. Ayachi.
يحترموا القانون.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayachi. Ladies and gentlemen,
I have one proposition.
Dr. Ayachi, can we get back to you?
Proposition.
Can we get back to you on your proposition? Est-ce que nous pouvons revenir sur toi pour ces propositions? C'est bon?
Pardon?
Nous allons revenir sur votre proposition. Crois-moi.
D'accord. OK.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please, you can, on the same interpretation icon, you can click on off so that you can get back to your language of, to English language probably. I see Advocate Joseph Nascimento from South African Solidarity Movement is on the line. Joseph, please, you have 2 minutes to table a motion of support of solidarity. Please don't greet anyone. You know, don't say what is not needed here. We will have time where people will say all what they want to say. Please go ahead, Joseph. Thank you. Can you unmute yourself, or Ali, can you unmute Joseph?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. Good morning, comrades. I firstly would like to congratulate the Sahrawi people for the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. I think it would be important to re-emphasize the South African position, which was just a few weeks ago mentioned by Dirko, concerning the South African position, as France 24 in a fake news article had implied that we had deserted and disowned the Polisario Front. The South African position of Western Sahara remains unchanged and unflinching, supporting the right to self-determination of the people of Western Sahara. As such, South Africa's view is that Africa will not be free as long as one of its member states is under subjugation, oppression, and colonized. South Africa supports all the peace initiatives, either by the African Union or by the United Nations, aimed at the resolution of the Western Sahara conflict. The summit, the recent African Union summit's decision is a reiteration of the African Union and of South Africa's previous positions, and affirms cooperation between the African Union and the United Nations in addressing the long-standing conflict. I think it's time for the United Nations, for the Security Council, for the International Committee of the Red Cross to do their job, to follow their duties, and to give the Sahrawi people the right, as promised by the Security Council in 1991, to hold the referendum. Let the Sahrawi people decide themselves upon their future, whether they want to integrate the Kingdom of Morocco or whether they want to be independent, as all other African states chose to be. My feeling, and I'm certain of that, is that the Sahrawi people wish to be independent. Viva Sahra Libre. Thank you.
Viva Joseph, viva, viva Sahrawis, viva. Ladies and gentlemen, if Ali Boureka, former political prisoner from Moroccan civil society, is online, please, by a show of hand, Ali will let you to take a 2-minute to table your motion of solidarity. Is Ali Boureka online, please? If Ali Boureka is not online, we are going to proceed to members of government who are participating in this virtual ceremony with us. And we will start with Honorable Peter Katja, the Speaker of the Parliament of Namibia. Sir, if you are online, just a show of hand, which is down, an icon that is down on your device, and we will be able to give you 2 minutes to table a motion of solidarity. Say, are you online? Yes, please.
Yes.
They say I'm muted.
You are muted. You can speak on the speaker.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please,
Yes.
Honorable. We hear you. Proceed,
Morning.
sir.
Good morning. I join the rest of the world to congratulate the government and the people of Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic as they mark the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Republic's proclamation. We treasure the excellent relationship that exists between the people of Namibia and the Sahrawi Republic. Today, once again, I would like to assure you, brothers and sisters, of Namibia's unwavering support and solidarity for the struggle of the people of Sahrawi Republic. We will continue to advance this global cause at any opportunity given to us, whether being at the local platform or international platforms, whenever we are able to be afforded of such an opportunity. We owe the people, our brothers and sisters in Sahrawi, our full support to gain their freedom and independence. On an important occasion such as this, We must continue to highlight the plight of the people of Sahrawi Republic in their quest for freedom and independence. We have a duty as leaders in our various countries to ensure that our shared history is well documented and included in various school syllabi in order to preserve for generation to come. Let the history of the continent not be forgotten. We need to pass it on to the younger generation. We also need to use our various international institutions, including Parliament, to move motions that remind the rest of the world of the struggle of the people of Sahrawi. We have done this in our National Assembly, and we will continue to do so as long as there is a need to remind the rest of the world about the plight of the people of the Sahrawi. This opportune time for all African political forces to join hands in closing the painful chapter of colonialism on the African continent. We call on all men and women of goodwill throughout the world to continue the good work of solidarity and support for our brothers and sisters in Sahrawi. We in Africa must continue to uphold the ideals of our founding fathers and mothers for seeking the total liberation of the continent and thereby ending colonialism in Western Sahara. Let us advance the vision.
Thank you so much.
Let us advance the vision of one Africa, one voice to its logical conclusion, and I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Peter, for such strong emotion of solidarity. Yes, Honorable, everything in history must be written and its memory must be preserved. And I just want to add that we will remind Morocco when the Sahrawis are free of the pain that they have not only caused the Sahrawis, but the entire African continent, because they still represent that painful memory of esclavage, of colonialism. We are going to move to Botswana. If the Honorable Minister Mpo Balope, who is Secretary General of Botswana Democratic Party, is online, sir, by a show of hand, our moderator is going to unmute you to have a 2 minute. Are you there? Honorable, if Honorable Balope is not, can we call on Minister Lindiwe Zulu, Chairperson of the International Community of the ANC? Is she online? If the Honorable Minister is not online, do we have His Excellency Mr. Sekonyana Bereng, Ambassador of Lesotho to South Africa? Excellency, are you online? If the Excellency is not online, can we have His Excellency Mr. Lachman, Ambassador of Mauritius to South Africa? Sir, are you online? If the ambassador is not online, can we have His Excellency Mr. Sali Umar Abdul, Ambassador of Eritrea to South Africa? Excellency, are you online? By a show of hand, you will be unmuted. Are you there?
Unmuted.
Yes, please. Proceed, Excellency. We can. Excellency Abdul, are you the one that gave a signal? If Excellency Abdul is not online, ladies and gentlemen, is Vitali Mayembe from Tanzania online?
No, the one from Nerere Foundation. The one from Nerere Foundation. .
If you are not online, can I check with you if Professor Ikawe Babanting from Nyerere Foundation is online? Professor, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, Professor. Take a good 2 minutes and give us motion of solidarity with our brothers of the Sahrawi Republic. Proceed, Professor.
Okay, thank you very much. And congratulations to the Sahrawi people on the 45th year of the resolution, and also on their unwavering struggle for self-determination. For the Mwalimu Nyerere Foundation, and you know, our founder, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, was an ardent supporter in spirit and in material for the rights of people for self-determination and decolonization. He committed his life to that for the continent of Africa and for the liberation of peoples, oppressed peoples and colonized peoples globally. So acting in that and maintaining that legacy and that heritage in this year of legacy and heritage, the heritage of the rights of people for self-determination and the struggles of African people, the greatest movement for independence and equal rights and solidarity of the 20th century. And we've carried this struggle of the Sahrawi people from the 20th century into the 21st century. And in an act of solidarity, an emotion of solidarity, we need to see it come to its positive and rightful conclusion, to see an independent Sahrawi Republic as part of the African unity. We want unity and we want peace, but we can only get peace and unity through the rights and justice for all peoples. And having said that, also as a member of the global Pan-African movement, we also pledge our solidarity and our support for in actions, in spirit, and in material to realize this independence and to rid Africa once and for all of colonialism as well as neocolonialism. Thank you very much on behalf of the Mwalimu Nyerere Foundation, as myself as the director of the Department of Unity and Peace, we pledge our solidarity and our support. Mapambano yanaendelea mpaka tumalize. The struggle continues until we succeed. Asanteni. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Professor. I love your brief remark and the fact that you kept on time, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, for your interest, if you are among the speakers and you are online, when I call your name, please, you can unmute yourself and unmute your video and just give a sign of living that you are there so that we can turn our focus to you. Meanwhile, while we continue, please, if the Honorable Minister Lindiwe Zulu, Minister Mpobalope, Ambassador Sekoniana, Ambassador Lachman, Ambassador Sally Omar, if any of them comes online, please just give us a signal and we will come to you. We don't want to miss your message because we have a lot of our people that are live streaming with us, and I can also seize the opportunity to say hello to them. We're going to members from different ruling parties, and the first that we will have a 2 to 3 minutes will be from Zimbabwe, former Minister Simbarashe from the Politburo of ZANU-PF. Honorable Minister, if you are online, please just give us a signal. I can see ZANU-PF. Yes, the Minister, please proceed. We are sure we will be listening to you.
Yes, thank you very much. It is a great honor for me on behalf of the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front to present this solidarity message to mark the 45th anniversary for the proclamation of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. Unfortunately, I prepared a 5-minute presentation, And I don't know how I will fare in terms of trying to summarize it. My party, ZANU-PF, which is the ruling party in Zimbabwe, has always been seized with this Western Sahara question and recognized the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic on the 3rd of July, 1980. ZANU-PF has consistently championed the cause of the Polisario Front at the African Union, at the non-aligned movement summits, and at the United Nations and other fora. In 2018, I had the honor to lead a delegation which attended the first conference of liberation movements and progressive parties in Africa from the 11th to the 12th of October 2018, held in the historic city of Tundu, where a strong communique was produced in support of the Sahrawi Democratic Republic. And of distinct note in the communique was the strong affirmation that the liberation of the African continent cannot and will not be complete unless the Sahrawi people attain their right to self-determination and independence like all other colonized peoples, in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, the Constitutive Act of the African Union, and their relevant resolutions, as the only way to ensure peace, security, and stability in this region, in Africa, and indeed the world over. Zimbabwe's vote secured the admission of the SADRA into the then Organization of African Unity in 1984. At the United Nations, Zimbabwe has steadfastly called on Morocco to honor the Security Council resolutions on holding of a referendum, which would give the Sahrawi people the opportunity to exercise their legitimate right to determine their destiny. The SADRA has over the years been assured of Zimbabwe's unwavering support. During its chairmanship of SADC in the African Union in 2015, Zimbabwe stressed the need for all countries to support the struggle of the Sahrawi people. It was at this summit that a decision was taken that the issue of Western Sahara be put on the agenda of every summit of the African Union till the country had been totally liberated. Mr. Chairman, let me refer to the recent illegal breach of agreements by the Moroccan army when they took action against peaceful demonstrators. Zimbabwe fully supports the position of the Polisario Front that should these continue, they will be left with no option but to defend their civilian population. I thank you.
Thank you, Minister. You did so well, and your message is understood as it has been cut across. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have Maquinto Lopez, member of Central Committee of MPLA, Nangola? Are you there?
Yes.
Please proceed. Don't greet anyone. Everyone is your friend.
Thank you. Thank you. All protocol observed. On behalf of the MPLA Central Committee, I want to greet all the participants to this important gathering. I'm sorry that I have to greet anyway. It's like a part of the protocol. No, I will be very brief. I want to greet the Sahrawi people for the celebration, for this celebration of the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Republic. I want to remember that during those 45 years of existence of the Sahrawi Republic, the MPLA has been expressing its firm solidarity to the Sahrawi people. And I just want to underline that we remain supportive to the Sahrawi struggle for self-determination. And we want to ensure to our sister and brother of Sahara that we will support them. We will keep supporting them because their struggle is for us a question of principle and therefore not negotiable. A luta continua, a vitória certa until Sahara, the freedom of Sahara. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Makinto. That was a brief one there from you. Do we have Alicido Ngena, member of Central Committee of Frelimo, Mozambique? Alicido, are you with us?
She is.
Please indicate either by dropping a word on the chat or a show of hand so that we can tend to you, please. If Alicido is not with us,
She is.
Alicido, please, I heard you are with us. Are you ready? Okay, while we wait for Alicido, do we have Honorable Ching Oma Ezekiel, Member of Parliament, Malawi Congress Party? Honorable, are you with us, sir? On the side of the South African Communist Party, do we have Comrade Soli Mapaila, Deputy Secretary General? Alicido, Mrs. Alicide Ngena, are you with us? Do we have Comrade Mike Shingange, First Deputy President of Congress of South African Trade Unions, COSATU? Comrade Mike.
Yes, I'm here.
Please proceed. Give us your motion of solidarity.
Thank you very much, Program Director. COSATU joins the Global Progressive Movement in celebrating the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Republic Proclamation. We salute the sacrifices and resistance of the Sahrawi people and praise the achievement of the 45 years under the wise and gallant leadership of the Frente Polisario, the only and legitimate representative of the Sahrawi people. COSATU acknowledges this 45th anniversary and reaffirms its solidarity towards their struggle to recover the right to live free in their sovereign homeland. As proclaimed on the 27th of February 1976 by the Polisario Front, and it has been achieved outstanding success on the international sense and has drawn many supporters to this just cause. As COSATU, we note the intensified persecution of the Sahrawi people by the occupying force, Morocco, and the continued arrest and detention of the political activists, particularly from the Polisario Front. We condemn this disrespect for the human rights and the violence exercised by the Kingdom of Morocco upon the population residing in the occupied territories. For these reasons, we need to intensify international solidarity support through campaigns with other progressive forces and become aggressive in our approach when it comes to this issue. COSATU calls on all countries to emulate South Africa's example in the recognizing the Sahrawi people's genuine representative, the Polisario Front, and granting country status to the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. COSATU further demands that the UN and other international organizations respect and enforce international law enshrined in the numerous resolutions approved by the United Nations. We call upon all progressive forces to unite and draw inspiration from the Western Saharan people's resilience as we plead with the African Union to act decisively on this matter so that the people of Western Sahara inalienable right to a free, sovereign, and independent homeland be respected. We continue to wage this unwavering solidarity with the people of Western Sahara, and we are here today to celebrate this auspicious milestone, making it clear that the road to freedom may be long, but we are here until the self-determination and independence are realized. Thank you very much. Long live Polisario.
Long live Polisario. Thank you very much, Comrade Mike. Yes, indeed, we must intensify international solidarity. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick one. we will be glad if you will all, for the speakers, send us your presentation either via the email address that was communicated to you, that we communicated the Zoom link to you, or via the chat icon which is on this our webinar, so that we can consolidate our report. It is Alicet Ngena. Alicet, are you with us? If Alicet is not with us, what of Comrade Soli Mapaila? If Comrade Soli is not with us, we are proceeding to various political parties. Just to mention that for those speakers who have not been able to speak, we are going to come back, with the list again. So there should be no pressure or any form of anxiety. We will all talk today. It's a moment of showing strong solidarity with our brothers and sisters of the Sahrawi Republic. In Senegal, do we have Professor Abdoulaye Batile, leader of Ligue Démocratique du Sénégal? Professor, are you with us? Professor Abdoulaye Batile, are you with us? If not, can we have in Algeria, Farida Ilimi, member of Political Bureau Front Libération Nationale, FLN. Farida, I can see you. We give you your 2 minutes to present your motion of solidarity. London, ladies and gentlemen, if you are non-Arabic or French speaking, you can go to the
المشاركين الحضور الكرام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بداية يسرني أن أنقل لكم التحيات الحارة للسيد الأمين العام لحزب جبهة التحرير الوطني الأستاذ أبو الفضل بعجي، وكذا كل مناضلات ومناضلي الحزب الذين يتمنون كل التوفيق والنجاح لإشغال هذه المحاضرة عن بعد وتحقيق أهدافها. كما أستسمحكم بتوجيه تحية خالصة باسم حزب جبهة التحرير الوطني لأصحاب المبادرة لهذه الفعالية التي من خلالها نجدد مساندتنا اللامشروطة والتمسك بالشرعية الدولية وحق الشعب الصحراوي في تقرير المصير، مثل ما تنص عليه قرارات الأمم المتحدة ومجلس الأمن ومبادئ الاتحاد الإفريقي. أيتها السيدات، أيها السادة، لقاؤنا اليوم يصادف الاحتفالات المخلدة للذكرى 45 لإعلان الجمهورية العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية، والتي تجسد نضال الشعب منذ عقود والتضحيات والصمود، وهو مستمر في مسيرته التحررية حتى إلى غاية تحرير أرضه وإقامة دولته على كامل تراب الجمهورية الصحراوية للعيش مثل باقي الشعوب في حرية وكرامة. أيها الحضور الكرام، إن حزب جبهة التحرير الوطني يستنكر السياسة القمعية والمعاملة اللا إنسانية اتجاه الشعب الصحراوي الشقيق من طرف القوات المغربية المحتلة. كما نطالب الأمين العام للأمم المتحدة بالإسراع في تعيين ممثله الشخصي إلى الصحراء الغربية للوقوف على حقيقة معاناة هذا الشعب طبقاً لمبادئ ميثاق الأمم المتحدة بمنح الاستقلال للبلدان والشعوب المستعمرة. كما ندعو الاتحاد الإفريقي إلى إبراز دعمه للقضية العادلة. أيتها الأخوات، أيها الإخوة، إن الجزائر مخلصة لمبادئها المستمدة من بيان أول نوفمبر، وطالما ساندت حركات التحرر في العالم، ومن ثم فإن حزب جبهة التحرير الوطني موقفه ثابت ولا يتزعزع في هذه القضية، حيث يؤكد أن صاحب السيادة الوحيد على الصحراء الغربية هو الشعب الصحراوي، مثل ما تقرره كل المواثيق الدولية والقرارات الصادرة عن الجمعية العامة للأمم المتحدة ومجلس الأمن الدولي. وبالتالي فإن المساس بهذا الحق هو انتهاك صارخ لحق مقدس ضامن للسلم والعدل في العلاقات الدولية، خاصة بعد خرق اتفاق وقف إطلاق النار إثر اعتداء القوات المغربية على المدنيين في ثغرة الغرغرات والاضطهاد الإجرامي على مناضلي جبهة البوليزاريو والمجتمع المدني في العيون الدخلة وكل الأراضي الصحراوية المحتلة، وكذا التوقيفات اللامشروعة وكل أشكال العنف الأخرى التي يتم تنفيذها بعيداً عن أعين المجتمع الدولي. كما ندين استمرار قوات الاحتلال في انتهاك حقوق الإنسان ومنع مراقبتها والملاحقة الدائمة للنشطاء الحقوقيين وسوء معاملة المعتقلين السياسيين وعدم احترام وحماية حقوق الإنسان. إننا في هذه المناسبة نجدد مرة ثانية مساندتنا ودعمنا للشعب الصحراوي تحت قيادة ممثليه الشرعي جبهة البوليزاريو في تفعيل حق تقرير المصير بكل السبل التي يكفلها القانون الدولي. وأجدد شكري باسم قيادة حزب جبهة التحرير الوطني لمنظم هذه المحاضرة عن بعد التي سيكون لها تأثيراً واضح على مسار دعمنا المشترك لنضال الشعب الصحراوي. أتمنى التوفيق والنجاح لهذا اللقاء وشكراً على إصغائكم.
Thank you so much, Farida. Just a remark, please, if you are part of the interpreters, make sure when someone is speaking in any other language than English, please be at our service. Thank you so much. In Mauritania, Logomo, Union de Force de Progrès, I see you, sir. Good day. Please unmute yourself.
Pardon?
Logomo, can you unmute yourself, please, and speak? You are still muted.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Good, good. Bonjour,
Bien.
vas-y, allez-y.
Alors, merci. Je remercie d'abord les organisateurs de cette rencontre internationale. Je salue mon ami et mon camarade, l'ambassadeur Mohamed de la République arabe sahraoui démocratique en Afrique du Sud. Je salue tous les participants. Je suis Lo Gourmand, je suis le vice-président de l'Union des forces de progrès de Mauritanie. Je suis très heureux d'être là au nom de mon parti, l'UFP, qui est, je dois le dire, l'un des plus vieux soutiens, sinon le plus vieux soutien à la lutte du peuple sahraoui, puisque notre soutien date de l'époque où nous-mêmes étions un mouvement révolutionnaire naissant dans la clandestinité en 1973, sous le nom de Mouvement national démocratique. Et le Front Polisario et le MND sont presque des mouvements siamois, des mouvements qui sont nés à peu près à la même époque et dans les mêmes conditions historiques. Et nos militants étaient tellement proches les uns avec les autres que finalement on les confondait historiquement. De sorte que je dois dire aujourd'hui que c'est avec beaucoup d'émotion que je suis là, puisque l'un des tout premiers tracts que j'ai distribués en tant qu'élève dans la clandestinité, c'était précisément, je crois, l'un des communiqués de guerre, l'un des tout premiers communiqués de guerre du Front Polisario. Je crois que c'était une attaque contre les forces d'occupation espagnoles. Donc c'est vous dire que ce n'est pas une histoire ancienne seulement. C'est une histoire pour nous, Mauritaniens, et en particulier de mon parti que je représente ici, c'est une histoire très profonde. C'est normal aussi, parce que le peuple sahraoui et le peuple mauritanien sont deux peuples frères. Et il n'y a aucun pays qui soit plus proche de la Mauritanie que le peuple sahraoui, et il n'y a aucun autre peuple qui soit plus proche du peuple sahraoui que le peuple mauritanien. Donc il est normal que je sois là, il est normal que notre solidarité soit aussi continue, aussi ferme et aussi déterminée. Par ailleurs, je dois dire également que ce n'est pas seulement par internationalisme, par solidarité naturelle d'un peuple à l'égard d'un autre, mais c'est parce que aussi, et je dois le dire ici humblement, le gouvernement mauritanien porte une très lourde responsabilité dans le drame que vit encore le peuple sahraoui, puisque c'est le gouvernement mauritanien en 74-75 qui a introduit notre pays dans cette aventure contre le peuple sahraoui et qui donc de ce fait porte une très lourde responsabilité. Et notre parti, en quelque sorte, a toujours refusé cela et s'est toujours tenu, non seulement donc au nom de cet internationalisme, mais également parce que nous avons une dette de sang à l'égard du peuple sahraoui. Aussi, je dois ici simplement réaffirmer que quoi qu'il arrive, et quelle que soit la situation que nous aurons à vivre en Mauritanie, nous serons toujours solidaires avec le peuple sahraoui. Toujours. Nous serons là pour vous accompagner, camarades sahraouis. Nous ne serons jamais en arrière et nous ne cesserons jamais de combattre avec vous pour que votre cause soit entendue par tout le monde et pour que la victoire finale appartienne au peuple sahraoui frère qui le mérite. Parce qu'aucune injustice n'a été aussi grande dans notre au XXe siècle et aussi au XXIe siècle que l'injustice que subit le peuple sahraoui avec le peuple palestinien, qui voit leur territoire purement et simplement occupé, le peuple dispersé. C'est quelque chose qui est inouï. Et il est temps peut-être aussi que l'ensemble de la communauté internationale se remobilise ou en tout cas continue avec plus de fermeté encore la mobilisation. D'autant plus que l'égocentrisme et l'expansionnisme ne sont pas seulement une menace pour les peuples qui en sont victimes, mais ils sont une menace pour le peuple lui-même du pays qui s'y adonne, comme on le voit. Parce que si on fait de l'expansionnisme vis-à-vis d'autrui, on court le risque de voir les autres se mobiliser contre soi. Et donc, on affaiblit le peuple. Et finalement, on est contre les intérêts de ce peuple. C'est pour cette raison également que notre parti appelle l'ensemble des peuples du Maghreb, d'une part, et l'ensemble des peuples africains plus généralement, à s'unir. Et nous appelons également les peuples marocains et les autres peuples de la sous-région à retrouver leur solidarité naturelle pour mettre fin à cette situation, pour se tourner vers l'avenir, parce que l'occupation s'est passée, ça ne peut plus continuer et ça n'a pas d'avenir. Voilà, je vous remercie tous.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, Logomo. Please, if you are part of the interpreters, as we have agreed, when someone is speaking on a language other than English language, may you kindly interpret for others, please. It's a plea, I'm begging. There are people who are are non-French speakers, so that we all, may have this connection that we had, in the beginning of this virtual meeting. Is Omolemo Somolekai from Botswana Democratic Party? I gather he will speak on behalf of the Honorable Minister. Are you there? Omolemo, are you there, please? If you are not there, can we get Man Bakouk, Rassemblement National Démocratique from Algeria? Vous êtes là? Bakouk. Mohand. I'm learning Arabic, please. Don't cast stone on me. Don't. Ne me jette pas le caillou. I am just trying to get the pronunciation right. Omolemo, are you there? I still can't get a sound from him. Do we have Justice Heneku, Socialist Forum of Ghana? What about Rida Mehingeni El Mustakbal? Are you there? Landing Savani, Jeff PADS Party. Abdelaziz Mansour, El Bina. Are you with us?
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
يمكن التحدث باللغة العربية من الجزائر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الو السلام عليكم.
Maybe.
Yes, please proceed, and then the interpreter should be also on point. Omolemo, please unmute yourself. We will get to you after the speaker who is currently speaking.
السلام عليكم. يشرفنا في حركة البناء الوطني في الجزائر المشاركة في هذه الندوة عن طريق الزوم لمساندة الشعب الصحراوي بالمناسبة 45 لإعلان جمهوريته الديمقراطية. بالمناسبة أبلغكم تحيات رئيس حركة البناء الوطني الأستاذ عبد القادر بن قرينة. إذن نحيي هذه الذكرى في ظروف مميزة جدا، وهي اندلاع الحرب في 13 نوفمبر 2020 بعد أن خرق المغرب لاتفاق وقف إطلاق النار المعلن برعاية الأمم المتحدة. يتميز هذا الظرف كذلك، هذا الإحياء، بظرف تتبعه المكاسب القانونية والدبلوماسية على المستويين الدولي والقاري، إضافة إلى التقدم العسكري الميداني الذي يحققه الجيش الصحراوي الذي وصل إلى عمق الأراضي المغربية، مما أدى إلى ردة فعل الدولة المغربية بارتكاب جرائم ضد الإنسانية في حق الحقوقيين الناشطين في الصحراء الغربية فحولها إلى سجن كبير مع التعذيب والتنكيل في حق المواطنين العزل. ولذلك نحن في حركة البناء الوطني نطالب كل المنظمات الإغاثية العالمية وعلى رأسها الصليب الأحمر لإنشاء بعثة دائمة في الصحراء الغربية لحماية المدنيين وإغاثتهم. وإذ نقول في حركة البناء الوطني نحيي الموقف الجزائري الشعبي والرسمي، يعني نفس الموقف الثابت في دعم القضية الصحراوية، ونجدد موقفنا في حركة البناء الوطني مع الشعب الصحراوي ودعمه لحقه المشروع في تقرير المصير. كما نحمل كل المكونات الشرعية الدولية، يعني الاتحاد الإفريقي والأمم المتحدة والاتحاد الأوروبي، كل مسؤولياتها اتجاه الشعب الصحراوي، ونردد بتقصيرها في الالتزام بمواثيقها الدولية وقراراتها الأممية تجاه الحق الصحراوي وفي مقدمته حق هذا الشعب في تقرير مصيره كآخر مستعمرة في القارة السمراء. قبل الأخير نحن في حركة البناء الوطني كذلك نرفض ما أقدم عليه النظام المغربي من مقايضة لقضية فلسطين، قضية الأمة العربية الإسلامية المقدسة بقضية الشعب الصحراوي مقابل التطبيع مع الكيان الصهيوني، علما أن قضية الشعب الصحراوي هي قضية تصفية استعمار حسب لوائح الأمم المتحدة. سبق للمغرب كدولة نفسه أن وافق على حلها عن طريق الاستفتاء وحق الشعب الصحراوي في تقرير مصيره. ولذلك في الأخير نندد في حركة البناء الوطني ونطالب بإطلاق سراح العديد من المدافعين الصحراويين الذين اعتقلوا من غير وجهة حق، الذين كانوا يدافعون عن حق شعبهم الصحراوي في الأراضي المحتلة. كما نطالب كذلك بالإغلاق النهائي للثغرة القانونية التي أقامها المغرب في جدار العار بمنطقة الكركرات جنوب غرب الصحراء الغربية. كما نطالب بتمكين الشعب الصحراوي في حقه غير القابل للتصرف في تقرير المصير. كما نطالب كذلك بالنهب أو إيقاف أو وقف النهب غير الشرعي للثروات الطبيعية للشعب الصحراوي. وفي الأخير نندد بانتهاك القانون الدولي واتفاق إطلاق النار الموقع بين جبهة البوليساريو والأمم المتحدة. وفي الأخير أقول رغم عودة الحرب مرة ثانية إلى الصحراء الغربية تبقى الآمال معلقة في الجهود الأممية لدفع طرفي النزاع إلى العودة لطاولة المفاوضات وحل القضية بشكل سلمي يمكن الشعب الصحراوي من حقه في تقرير المصير. عاش الشعب الصحراوي وعاشت الصحراء الغربية حرة مستقلة، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Thank you so much, Abdelaziz Manzour from El Bina. Omolemo, are you there, sir? Omolemo? If you are not there, Omolemo, we will get back to you when you are online. Please do show us a sign of your presence and we will turn our focus to you. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have Farid from Communist Party of Sudan?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, Omolemo, proceed. Omolemo
Hello.
is speaking. Yes, please. Omolemo is speaking.
Can you hear me?
On behalf of, yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
All right. My name is Omolemo Somoligai. Yes, I am currently University of Botswana, Botswana Democratic Party chairperson. Yes, the Botswana Democratic Party is the current ruling party in our country, which His Excellency comes from. I am part of the Botswana Democratic Party here in Botswana, and we received an email from the Polisario Front Youth Union this Saturday. And we are very saddened by what is happening currently in Western Sahara. And through the email, our comrade Hamdi expressed in detail the gross violations that are happening in Western Sahara due to the Moroccan invasion. Now, my duty here is to stress the position expressed by Botswana through the speech of our president, His Excellency Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, before the African Union 14th Extraordinary Summit on silencing the guns last December 2020. To reiterate his words verbatim, he said, "I am confident that we all know that the dream of the Africa we want will remain just a dream as long as the people of Western Sahara have not attained their full independence and self-determination. Botswana wishes to reiterate her unwavering support for the liberation of Western Sahara." Furthermore, he went on to emphasize that Africans can never enjoy real peace and security in Africa when a fellow member of the African Union continues to endure long years of suffering, turmoil, and oppression at the behest of another member state. He went on to call on the international community to redouble the efforts to right the wrong that continue to torment the peace-loving Sahrawi people. We are fully committed to the mandate set forth by the Polisario Front Youth Union. And therefore, my movement, together with other universities in Botswana, would like to support and raise awareness nationally about what is happening in Western Sahara, such that we can make Western Sahara a permanent priority in the agenda of our national party, regionally and internationally. Also, we would like for us to deepen our relations by starting to think of exchanging visits, since we were deeply unaware of what is happening in Western Sahara. We would like for the ambassador of Western Sahara to maybe invite, during the course of the year or some time, one of the Sahrawi people to come to our country and help us to really make sure that we understand firsthand from someone who has experienced the battlefield what is happening in Western Sahara. My people here are unaware, to be honest, and we are saddened that the current state in Western Sahara is happening.
Thank you
with fellow
so much,
Africans
Omolemo.
like myself.
You have this.
Especially in the
Thank you so
Botswana.
much for your contribution.
Unaware.
Please feel free to visit the Sahrawi embassy at all time and make sure you engage with the ambassador there. I see a hand from Mand Cook. Please, over to you.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your kind invitation. And I would like also to thank my friend and brother, Ambassador Mohammed Yassin Baysat, for his constant militancy for the for his people and for the plight of the people of Western Sahara for liberty and independence. My name is Professor Mohammed Barkouk. I am the member of the National Bureau of the National Democratic Rally of Algeria. I am speaking on behalf of the National Democratic Rally of Algeria as a support, as an unwavering support for the plight of our brothers in Western Sahara, for their independence, for their rights, but also to be recognized as a full case for decolonization in Africa. It is the last colony, it is the last case of decolonization, And in my country, which is the land of the revolutionaries, as it was named by the late Nelson Mandela, we have always been supporting all cases for decolonization. Today, unfortunately, we are seeing this case of Western Sahara still not being fully resolved. We are seeing that the case for decolonization, even though it is recognized by all the international community, by the United Nations, by its different resolutions, by the African Union, but still our brothers in Western Sahara still subject to severe violations of human rights, severe cases of aggression, but also we're seeing that the Moroccan occupier is still transgressing all rules and principles of international law. We call today for to our brothers from different states of the African Union to enable the African Union to engage fully in the resolution of this conflict by being actively present in the also, but also by establishing a new instrument for human rights monitoring through the Commission for the Rights of Men and People in Africa. We're also, as militants for the Western Saharan case, we're calling also for more media campaigns to name and shame what is being perpetrated by the Moroccan occupying power on the territory, but also to call on this media and the civil societies all over the world to continuously support the case for Western Saharan liberation. Finally, in the name of the National Democratic Rally of Algeria, we reiterate our constant support for the case, and we want in this today to congratulate the people of Western Sahara on the 45th anniversary of the creation of the Arab Sahrawi Democratic Republic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the civil society. Do we have from Kenya, Mwandawiro Nganga, Kenya Western Sahara Solidarity Committee? Are you with us, please? From Algeria, do we have Madam Saida Brahim Bounab, President of Parliamentarian League of Algerian Sahrawi Solidarity? Est-ce que vous êtes là, madame? In Uganda, do we have Tulengera Emmanuel Clark? I saw you somewhere. Are you with us? You can unmute yourself, please. Yes, please, Clark. Proceed. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is. My name is.
Please don't introduce yourself. I called your name. Just give us your solidarity of your motion of solidarity.
I want to extend my warm congratulations to the people of Western Sahara on this 45th anniversary celebration, the proclamation of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. The Sahrawi people are commemorating this anniversary when Morocco has violated the ceasefire and forced the Sahrawi people to return to the war. It is said that the international community, the United Nations, and the African Union did not fulfill the promise to solve this long-standing conflict. The UN, specifically its mission MINUSO, which are peacekeepers, instead of finding a lasting political solution that guarantees the self-determination of the Sahrawi people, they became a guardian and occupation keeper. In this regard, the inaction of the United Nations and African Union has helped Morocco in undermining their charters and resolutions. And eventually, this has frustrated the Sahrawi people that have been waiting for more than 4 decades. The Uganda Solidarity Movement, Western Sahara, reaffirm our unwavering support for the realization of the inalienable rights of the people of Western Sahara, since it is consistent with the Charter of the UN as well as the AU Constitutive Pact. Viva Western Sahara, Viva Polisario. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clark. Viva Polisario, Viva Western Sahara. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have Isabel Maria Lorenzo? Isabel is a researcher at University of Porto, Portugal. Isabel, could you please give us an update on the situation of political prisoners in the occupied territory? Just for 2 minutes, please.
The situation in the occupied territories of Western Sahara is alarming. The Moroccan occupation is attacking the Sahrawi population ruthlessly. I will call your attention on the fact that nobody is spared. Children as young as 18 months have been victims of these attacks. Children are victims of abductions, torture, arbitrary detention, ill treatment, and sexual molestation. The crimes against these children are committed not only by the police, commando groups, and paramilitary forces, as well as from the Moroccan settlers, and in the schools by the teachers, and in hospitals by medical staff. The political prisoners of the Gdemizi group are in prolonged solitary confinement and victims of torture, daily torture. The Committee Against Torture of the United Nations has issued several interim measures which Morocco does not apply. I recall that these prisoners are in prison now for 10 years, and they have sentences that range from 20 years to life imprisonment. Mohammed Hadi, life imprisonment, one of these prisoners, is now in his 43rd day of hunger strike in extreme life danger. Nothing happens, nobody helps. The prisoner's lawyer is denied access to him. It is urgent that the mission of the International Committee of the Red Cross visits the prisoners. It is urgent that the UN mechanisms have to visit the occupied territories, as well as a mission of the African Union, the ICRC, and the Fourth Committee. We cannot stay silent.
Thank you, Isabel. Do we have Ms. Catherine Constantinides? Do we also have Mark Antoine Vumilia Muhindu with us? What of Nofel Zayedi? Comrade Alice Gondwe Siame, are you with us? Zamo Sikonde, are you here with us, please? Do we have Ali Boureka, former political prisoner from Morocco, Moroccan civil society? Do we have any ambassador, please, Excellency, any ambassador with us? If you can give us a sign so that we give you a bit of moment to give us a motion of solidarity. Shamil from Botswana, are you with us, please? Shamil from Botswana?
Mama, can you also?
Are you with us, Shami? Are you with us, Shami? Alice from Zambia, Alice Gondwe, are you with us? Zamos Sikonde, are you with us? Said. Saida, are you with us? I just saw Saida somewhere. Yes, Saida, please, please.
Oui, je vous écoute. صباح الخير، السلام عليكم. السيدة سعيدة بناب من الجزائر، عضوة باللجنة الوطنية للتضامن مع الشعب الصحراوي، وكذلك نائب سابق ورئيس مجموعة الأخوة والصداقة الجزائر الصحراء الغربية سابقا. أولا أشكركم على تنظيم هذا اللقاء الذي هو فعلا لقاء هام يضم الكثير من البلدان التي طالما كانت واقفة مع التضامن مع الشعب الصحراوي. نعم، إننا في هذا اليوم نحتفل بالمناسبة 45 للتضامن، أقول للشعب الصحراوي، لكن كنت أود أننا في هذا اليوم وبالذات لو أننا وقفنا على عدة نقاط أساسية هي الآن تصنع الحدث فيما يخص القضية الصحراوية، وأخص بالذكر كل المعاناة التي يعانيها إخواننا وأخواتنا في المناطق المحتلة، وكل العنف وكل يعني الممارسات الغير إنسانية التي يعاني منها الشعب الصحراوي في الأراضي المحتلة. كذلك أود أن أتكلم في هذه النقطة كذلك مهمة جدا، وهي كيف للعالم أن يبقى صامدا أمام كل هذه التجاوزات في حقوق الإنسان، أمام كل هذه التجاوزات لعدم تطبيق لوائح الأمم المتحدة، وعلى رأسها نقطة هامة جدا، وهي تنظيم الاستفتاء العاجل للشعب الصحراوي. كذلك أود بهذه المناسبة أن أدعو مجلس الأمن وعلى رأسه الأمين العام للأمم المتحدة لضرورة تعيين المبعوث الشخصي للأمين العام للأمم المتحدة لهدف واحد وهو ملاحظة الانتهاكات التي تجرى في الأراضي المحتلة يوميا على الأشخاص، على الأطفال، على الشيوخ، على النساء، وكذلك انتهاك الثروات الطبيعية يوميا وبالآلاف، بينما شعب صحراوي متشتت يريد أن يجد أبنائه وإخوانه وعائلته. كذلك
Thank you so much, Saida. Merci beaucoup.
شكرا.
It is for a fact the UN Security Council must implement the resolution for an urgent referendum. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to grant access to Honorable Minister Lindiwe Zulu, Chairperson of the International Committee Chairperson of the International Committee of ANC International Relations. Minister, please unmute yourself and proceed.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and a very good afternoon to everyone, or good morning, whatever the case might be. Thank you for the opportunity. I wish to apologize that I was not able to connect it as early as possible. We had cabinet this morning. We have a budget being presented today. So all we want from the African National Congress is to say thank you very much for organizing this webinar. We think that as an ANC, we need to continue to show solidarity so that we can work in a much more organized, much more mobilized way, including in our own region within SADC, to make sure that solidarity activities are consistent and are kept going. We would also like to thank everyone who is in this meeting and say, aluta continua, because if we don't continue with the struggle, we were also supported in our own liberation struggle, and we want to commit here as the African National Congress. I'm the chairperson of the International Relations. I sit in the National Executive Committee of the ANC. All we would like to say is that we are in solidarity. We continue to be in solidarity. We continue the struggle even within the AU structures. We continue the struggle within all international global governance, so that finally the liberation that he has cried out for is attained. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Your brief message is clear and strong. If you were with us here, I can hear Ambassador Besat clapping. Ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Catherine with us. Catherine, are you there?
I am here. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, my brother. I will be very brief and I will just try to make very brief remarks. It is a very important celebration, and to all of my Sahrawi people, the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. It is very strange for me to be in South Africa on this day, as I am always in the campamentos with my Sahrawi brothers and sisters on this day. I think it is important for us to intensify not only international solidarity, but more important, we need to put pressure on our African leaders and our African networks to do more. We cannot fail the Sahrawi people, and we cannot continue to allow that we are living on a continent where there is colonization that continues to take place. We call on our African leaders to go back to our basic principles, to the value set that we hold true to who we are as African people. We need to make sure that this cause is not something that is just left for the United Nations, but we need to make bold statements and bold action. We don't need fancy statements and words that just live on paper, but time for action is now. It is unacceptable that in the year 2021, the Sahrawi people continue to live under such an oppressive regime. I think specifically of Sultana Kaya, who has been brutally attacked over the past 2 weeks and continues to live under such brutality at the hands of the Moroccan regime. Let us ensure that our African leaders stand up to the plate and do more, because we know better and we must do better. Sahara Libre, to the Sahrawi people, let us ensure that one day in our lifetime, we will celebrate this day together in a free, liberated, democratic Western Sahara. Amandla.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Catherine Sahara Libre. Shamir Agosi, please. Shamil, unmute yourself.
Please, sir, if you are speaking, can you unmute yourself?
Sorry, please. You know, with the internet is one of those things. What I was saying, we are going to call Comrade Phoebe Podrita from the ANC to give us the conference statement. After Phoebe, we are going to open up discussions from all the various participants. I will just use my intuition to choose whoever will give an input. Thank you so much. Phoebe, are you there?
May the host just allow me to share?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Proceed.
Permission from the host to share the document, or should I just read?
Please share the document or read. The essence is for us, Phoebe, to hear you and understand what is the strong statement from this conference. Thank you so much for your kindness. Please proceed.
Okay, this is the draft statement of the virtual conference of African movements in solidarity with Western Sahara on the occasion of the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Republic, 22 February 2021. We, the Africans movements of solidarity with the Sahrawi people, gathered in the African virtual conference to commemorate the 45th anniversary of the Sahrawi Republic on Wednesday, 24 February 2021, with the participation of African dignitaries, political parties, trade unions, civil societies, and academics from 45 countries. We, the participants to this virtual conference, express our steadfast and unwavering support to the legitimate struggle of the people of the Sahrawi Republic for freedom and independence. We call on all Pan-Africanists who love freedom and peace to stand by the people of this last colony, for Africa will never be free as long as one of our nations is occupied and brutalized. We urge all African countries, political parties, trade unions, civil society, NGOs, academia, youth and women's organizations, and especially the media, to give more visibility and shed light on the heroic resistance of the African people of the Sahrawi. We cannot, as the current generations of Africans, allow that our brothers and sisters in Western Sahara are left behind or abandoned in the struggle for freedom. We call on the African Union to assume its responsibility in imposing the respect for its constitutive act and to compel Morocco to end its illegal occupation of parts of the territory of the Sahrawi Republic. Morocco's continual violation of the principles of the AU Constitutive Act should not be tolerated. We recall the African Union 50th anniversary solemn declaration of May 2013, which reaffirmed the call, and I quote, "End expeditiously the unlawful occupation of the Chagos Archipelago, the Comorian island of Mayotte, and also reaffirm the right of self-determination of the people of Western Sahara with a view to enable these countries and peoples to effectively exercise sovereignty over their respective territories," end of quote. The virtual conference supported the decision of the 34th AU Summit of Heads of State and Government held on 6 February 2021 to have the issue of Western Sahara as a standing item on its agenda. We call on the United Nations to honor its promise to the people of Western Sahara 60 years ago to organize the long-awaited referendum on self-determination so that the Sahrawi people can decide their own future. We call on the European Union to put an end to the violation of the European Court of Justice ruling on its illegal exploitation of the natural resources in the Western Sahara. The EU exploitation of Sahrawi resources is a direct contribution to the illegal occupation and human rights violations in the territory. The EU should be part of the problem to the conflict, it should be part of the solution to the conflict and not part of the problem. Western Sahara is now a war zone since the 13th of November 2020 because of the Moroccan violation of the ceasefire and the attack against Sahrawi civilians in the Gujarat region. The participants to the virtual conference therefore call on the Red Cross International Commission and the AU Commission on Human and People's Rights to immediately intervene in order to protect the Sahrawi civilians from Moroccan systematic and increasing human rights violations in the occupied territories of the Sahrawi Republic. The conference also called for the unconditional release of all political prisoners and freedom fighters, and for an end to the violence against children and women. Finally, we commit to continue to support the Sahrawi people in their legitimate struggle for freedom and independence, and encourage all African initiatives and actions in that sense. In this context, we support the mobilization to organize in December 2021 an all-African gathering for solidarity with the people of Sahrawi Republic. This should be followed by an international concert where African artists can perform in support of this humane struggle, in line with the African Union theme of 2021, as the African Year of Arts, Culture and Heritage, a lever for building the Africa we want. As African governments, political parties, civil society, youth and women's movements, trade unions, academics, media, activists, and all African citizens, we must build and unite to build a powerful movement of solidarity for the freedom of the Sahrawi people. Aluta continua, Amandla, Shukram, Asante Sane.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. We are here applauding in our different space that we sit in. Ladies and gentlemen, before I open up, I just want to permit me to bring back Dr. Ayashi, who had a proposition. Docteur, vous avez une proposition? Est-ce que vous m'entendez, Dr. Ayashi? Je vous vois, Dr. Ayashi, est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui, je vous entends.
Oui, vas-y. Quel interprète traduit interpréter ce que Dr. Ayashi va nous dire? Give us your proposal, please. Your proposition, rather.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. الرئيس نتذكر كلنا أن الاتحاد الأفريقي قرر أن سنة 2021 ستكون سنة الفنون والثقافة والتراث. فمن الجزائر نحن نقترح أن تنظم في نهاية هذه السنة تظاهرات سياسية ثقافية فنية أساسها دعم ومساندة وتدعيم الشعب الصحراوي المكافح، وهذا ليسمح نزيدوا نبرهنوا بمرة أخرى على التزامنا مع هذا الشعب العظيم. شكرا سيد الرئيس.
Merci beaucoup, Dr. Ayashi. Thank you so much for your proposition. We all collectively and as individuals come from different angles. From that proposition, each collective will reflect and ponder a little bit on it. Without wasting time, please permit me to call Mrs. Molly Klamini on behalf of Comrade Solim Mapaila, Secretary General of SACP. Ms. Molly, are you with us, please?
Yes, I'm with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shukran. On behalf of Comrade Solim Mapaila, the First Deputy General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, my name is Molly Amini. I'm the International Relations Convener for the Communist Party in the Gauteng province, in the province that we are in here in Johannesburg. And Comrade Soli could not make it.
but he asked me to pass the message to the people of Western Sahara, the Sahrawis, to say the Communist Party continues to support the struggle for self-determination of the people of the Sahrawis, and that the Communist Party will also calls for the African Union to use the Constitutive Act of the African Union in order to ensure that it's followed. Because if you look historically about which countries were admitted in the African Union, it is clear that the colonial borders were used. So the call continues for the African Union to follow its own Constitutive Act. And we also call for Morocco to follow what was agreed upon in the United Nations resolution and not renege from those resolutions. Thank you very much. He also asked me to also say the South African Communist Party would also wish to visit the camps and renew those bonds with the Polisario Front and the people post this COVID period. Thank you very much. Shukran.
Can you unmute yourself, Atta, please? We can't hear you. Unmute yourself, Atta. You're muted.
Thank you so much, Excellency. Shami, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair, for giving me a chance. My name is Shamila Khossi, and I represent the African Union Youth Club in Southern Africa, which is a youth, apex youth organization that basically looks at, ensuring that the protocols and frameworks that the African Union and SADC Secretariat comes with that are being implemented at grassroots level. And so just on behalf of the African Union Youth Club and on behalf of all African youths, I'd like to just convey my message of solidarity with Western Sahrawi. Previously, we have collaborated with the Embassy of Western Sahara in Botswana to sensitize Botswana about the war that is currently ongoing in Western Sahara. But most importantly, I'd like to actually just, as a voice of young people, to call on our leaders, to call on our decision makers, particularly the African Union, to take charge and to make sure that they reiterate their commitments towards, the freedom of Western Sahara. The Agenda 2063 that today we sing about, as well as the Africa that we want. We cannot attain that if one of ours is still in shackles and held bound. And so with that, I'd just like to wish Western Sahara the 45th anniversary a happy one, but most importantly to reiterate a voice from young people that we will continue fighting alongside you. We will continue to support you in all we do. And if there is anyhow we could use to, anyhow we can help to use our technological know-how, to use our voices and our masses as young people to help liberate, our Western Sahara, we are willing and we are ready to take up whatever it takes for us to actually help you out. And so from me, Shamila Khossi, to you, it is a very happy 45th anniversary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shamil, for such positive energy in the struggle for the liberation of Western Sahara. Please, if you raise your hand after you speak, there is also a place you can put down your hand so that we don't get confused for those who have spoken. Noel, I see your hand up, please. The floor is yours. Noel, can you unmute yourself, please?
Who is Noel? Is it Nuhu you are calling?
Unmute yourself, Atta, please. We can't hear you. Atta, we can't hear you.
Nuhu, if it is Nuhu, I see you there, N-O-E-L. I might not know the pronunciation of that name, but your hand is up. You raised your hand. If not, I'm turning to Alex Maharaja. Alex, can you unmute yourself? Anyway, Professor Nuhu, you can speak, but I wasn't referring to you. You actually get me confused because I see Noel there. Professor, go ahead, please proceed.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. We all hear you.
Lovely. Thank you. This is a solidarity message from the Sahrawi movement, Nigerian Sahrawi movement for the liberation of the Western Sahara. We extend our congratulations to the people of Sahara Arab Republic, a democratic republic, on this occasion of the celebration of this 45th anniversary of the independence. We also want to put across our determination to continue to struggle, to continue to support the struggle for liberation and call on all African countries, member states in the AU, to actually, sever the diplomatic relations with Morocco. I mean, it has gotten to the point that we have to make a very significant statement that we cannot allow and continue to support, be friendly with Morocco when it is continuing, she continues to oppress fellow brothers and sisters in Western Sahara. And we also want to stress that AU should critically look at the possibility of reviving the African Liberation Committee that was set up during in the 60s for the liberation of all territories under colonialism. Then let us try to revive this thing and give effective support to the liberation of the people of Western Sahara. Aluta continue, and we are hopeful that victory will be certain. Thank you.
Aluta continua, Professor Nuhu. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference statement is on the chat box. You can access it from there. Professor Matt Mayer from New York, I see your hand. Please unmute yourself.
In solidarity, I'm going to just very briefly say that on behalf of the International Peace Research Association and our Pan-African Regional Group, the African Peace Research and Education Association, we send our solidarity, but also this deep understanding. As a 60-year-old organization, a consortium of professors and researchers from every corner of the world focusing on the issues of peace, we understand that there can be no peace whatsoever without the freedom of Western Sahara. So we redouble our efforts and our commitments in every corner of the world to understanding not just education, but action amongst our people, amongst our institutions, to make sure that that freedom comes at the earliest possible moment. And more personally, coming to you from New York City, I've been up since 4 in the morning to be part of this, understanding the complicity of the US government, of my own government, in the continued subjugation of the people. We are pledging to launch in this coming week a new website, an online presence for people-to-people support within the US, and extending and deepening solidarity efforts so that Western Sahara will soon be free. Free all political prisoners. Aluta continua. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Aluta continua, Professor Matt Mayer. Thanks for that motion of support. I see Alex Maharaja. Alex, do you want to give the motion of support?
Hello,
Alex,
can you hear me?
unmute yourself? Yes, please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My message is that we are really in support of Western Sahara people in the struggle, and then we are happy that these things will end soon, and there's no rain that cannot finish with or without UN, United Nations, or without anybody. We know that there is no Africa without Western Sahara. So we are in support 100% in everything they do. That's my message. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. Could you then please put your hand down since you have spoken so that we don't get confused? The same icon that you raise your hand, you can bring it down. Murad Benjoma, can you unmute yourself, please?
Can I speak in Arabic?
Yes, let our Arabic interpreter interpret you, please.
اوكي. مراد بن جمعة صحفي وناشط حقوقي من تونس. I am journalist and activist from Tunisia.
Murad, someone is interpreting you, please. You don't need to interpret yourself.
اوكي. تحية إجلال للشعب الصحراوي ولجبهة البوليساريو التي أقامت الجمهورية العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية في 27 من فبراير من عام 76 و900 وألف، يعني يوما واحدا بعد إعلان إسبانيا انسحابها من البلد من طرف واحد. أريد بهذه المناسبة أن أحيي الشعب الصحراوي الذي هو حاليا يقدم للعالم درسا في المقاومة باسم جميع الشعوب، لأنه يدافع عن حق مستحق لجميع الشعوب رغم معاناته وما سيعانيه مستقبلا. في سبيل ذلك إذن تحية إجلال وتحية مقاومة وتحية نضالية للشعب الصحراوي، تحية لثباته في الدفاع عن الحق والعدل اللذان هما الخياران أو الخيار الصائب والوحيد المقنع الذي اختاره وسيظل يختاره الشعب الصحراوي. حتما الاستسلام ليس خيارا للشعب الصحراوي الذي لم يعرف التاريخ عنها الخنوع للغزو ولا للقهر ولا للظلم. أريد أيضا في هذه المناسبة أن أقف على نقطة لدقيقة وتتعلق بالأهمية التي تكتسيها قضية الصحراء الغربية إقليميا ودوليا. فالصحراء الغربية هي قضية إفريقية ودولية وتؤثر وستؤثر سلبا أو إيجابا على منظمتي الاتحاد الإفريقي والأمم المتحدة. أقول أن قضية الصحراء الغربية هي قضية تصفية استعمار كما يكون بالنسبة للأمم المتحدة التي لديها مبادئ راسخة وقوانين واضحة متعلقة بطرق تصفية الاستعمار، وبالتالي فإن أي فشل أممي في حل هذا النزاع وفقا للقانون الدولي القائم سيعني حتما توجيه ضربة قوية للقانون الدولي والعلاقات الدولية بين الأمم. بمعنى لو فشلت الأمم المتحدة في إقناع المغرب بالتخلي عن مساعيه لفرض سيطرته التوسعية على تراب الصحراء الغربية، فأعتقد أنها ستفتح بذلك أبواب جهنم في مناطق كثيرة، لأن أي نجاح للمغرب في التوسع على حساب الصحراء الغربية سيعني تحقيق سابقة في العلاقات الدولية.
Merci beaucoup, Murad. Thank you so much, Murad Benjoma, for your strong message of solidarity and support. Finally, we are glad to have had a voice from Tunisia. Is Alicide online with us? Did you succeed to connect Alicide? Alicide Ngena. Alice Gondwe, are you with us? Alice Gondwe. Alicido Gema from Mozambique, are you with us? Ketema Hailu, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself? Ketima Hailu, unmute yourself, please. Ketima, do you know how to unmute yourself, please? Unmute yourself. Yes, give us your message.
I am happy for giving for opportunity of the meeting about the Sahara country, Western African country. I am support Western Sahara country free from colonization. This one is support. It is historically wrong when the Africa countries as Western Sahara countries 45 years colonized. So this is historical wrong for me in Africa.
Thank you so much, Ketema. Alicet, are you with us? Ladies and gentlemen, we just have 12 minutes to go, so we are trying to make use of the 12 minutes. Ketema Hailu, thank you so much for standing with the Sahrawi people. Thank you for your message of solidarity. Do we have Alicet Ngena? Alicet. What of Alice Gondwe? No, please don't continue. Mute yourself, Ketema. And you go back and put your hands down, please. Thank you so much for your message of solidarity. Gatluak Yaktut. Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself, Gatluak? You are not unmuted, Gatluak. Noel, can you unmute yourself, please? Yes.
Already. Yes. My name is. Yes. Thank you very much.
Gatluak, please wait. We are with Noel.
Okay. Yes, please. I'm Noel from Tanzania. What I can say about the struggle of Western Sahara is, first of all, I agree with those who are called upon the international organizations to act upon the Morocco regime to make sure that the Sahara people are free. Also, we call ourselves as the parents, as the leaders, to teach our kids about the history of Africa. You know, those kids to raise up with the ideas and ambition on how to rescue the Sahrawi people. This struggle must be for everyone with the love of freedom, unity, peace, and dignity. And I agreed with the professor from United States of America who said about the actions. As actions must make sure that we get the independence of the Western Sahara. So we must
Thank you so much,
things.
Noel. Thank you so much, Noel. We are all in agreement in one sentiment. Can we turn to Gatluak? Gatluak, unmute yourself, please.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, proceed.
I'm happy to be a part of this, even and also to express myself in the support of Western Sahrawi. I think that what this provide and bother me a lot for the whole world, and Sahrawi people deserve independence.
Thank you so much, Gatluak. It is true the Sahrawi people deserve independence. Is Alicet with us? Alicet, did you succeed to connect? For those who raise their hands, please, you can go back to the same icon and put your hands down after you have spoken. Alice Gondwe, did you connect? Alice Gondwe? Alice Ngena, from member of Central Committee of Frelimo. Did you succeed to connect?
Hello.
Hello, please proceed.
Yeah. Could I talk in Portuguese or I have to talk in English?
Please speak in English because we never made preparation for a Portuguese interpreter.
Okay. So what I can say is that first of all, I would like to say hi to our brother from Sahrawi. Like you know, Frelimo was every time with the movement for liberation of we fight long time to liberate ourselves from the Portuguese colonial. And all this fight, it was the solidarity with our brother of Sahara. And today we continue to have our solidarity with our brother for Sahara. And we hope that they have to have his liberation, his independence. So I would like here on behalf of our party, on behalf of the people of Mozambique, that we are together in this fighting against the oppression, against the exploration. It is what in this moment I have to tell you and to take this position for the solidarity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alice Dongena. Your message is brief and clear. Do we have Honorable Chingoma Ezekiel, Member of Parliament, Malawi Congress Party? Honorable, do we have your shadow with us? Honorable Chingoma? Honorable, do we have you with us? Please, if there is any person who has a contribution, just raise your hand. There is an icon that you can click on to raise your hand, and I'll give you a few seconds because we are left with 5 minutes to go. We will have one last speaker, and then I will call in Ambassador Bisa to give us a closing remark. Unfortunately, time is always an issue. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that. And yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. We had checked on you, Miss Celestine Fonke from Southern Cameroon's Women's League.
I have to switch.
That's fine. Please go ahead.
I'm Celestine Fonke from Southern Cameroon and in the women's movement in Europe. And we fight in solidarity to free our nation under suppression like the Sahrawi people have been doing. So the women of Southern Cameroon in Europe, in solidarity, congratulate you for your 45th anniversary. And on this, I will take and say we join as Pan-Africanists to fight for this suppression from powerful nations who still colonize ourselves. That is unacceptable because when we follow the United Nations resolutions that give people freedom and human rights must be respected, and any nation that practice that should be punished according to those laws that they put. So I want to thank you, and we share your solidarity, and on behalf of our president Sisiko Ayoktabe and Isimu is in detention in Cameroon. We pray that one day
Thank
they
you
will be
so
released.
much, Miss Celestine Funky. Your message is clear. Yes, every nation that still maintain imperial design must be punished severely, especially Morocco. Do we have Comrade Haneko? Comrade Haneko from Ghana, you were trying to connect. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 3 minutes, I'm going to call Ambassador Bisa to give us a closing remark. Thank you. Ambassador, over to you.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Minister, ambassadors, colleagues, brothers, comrades. Allow me on behalf of Sahrawi Republic, on behalf of Polisario Front, on behalf of the Sahrawi people, to express our deepest gratitude and appreciation for this very kind and very generous solidarity that today our sisters and brothers from Africa gave us. We heard voices from the north, from the south, from the east, from West Africa, from Central Africa, from every corner of our continent, from more than 40 countries in our continent, from more than 60 countries in the world, today have joined us, have spoke, have expressed unwavering support, a principled position for support and solidarity with the Sahrawi people, of which we are totally grateful and wholly thankful to all our brothers and sisters, from those ministers, speakers of parliament, parliamentarians, ambassadors, political activists, NGOs, human rights activists, and journalists and writers. On behalf of the Sahrawi people, I express my deep gratitude and sincere appreciation. Today, we stand together to call for the liberation of the Sahrawi people, the withdrawal of Moroccan troops from the Sahrawi Republic, the total freedom of the political prisoners, especially the group of Gdemizik. We call for the total respect of the sovereignty of the Sahrawi people, the withdrawal of the illegal companies who exploit and theft and steal the Sahrawi natural resources. Today, the statement that our comrade Phoebe Botchitter from ANC have read to us reflect every word we have said, and we fully support that statement, which express the very strong position, but also call for our mobilization for next December to have an African gathering from all the corners of the continent, political and cultural gathering, where performers, writers, poets, speech, politicians, activists will all gather in one venue that we will determine, all of us, to make a solidarity concert with the Sahrawi people, a conference of solidarity with the Sahrawi people, where we will express those positions we have taken. Thank you very much. God bless you. A luta continua. Vittoria certa. Amandla.
Away to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. We are going to end this virtual ceremony. It's been great time, great moment of sharing of insight. Go have late lunch, have a cup of coffee to re-strengthen yourself. Sahara live, down Morocco, up Sahrawi Republic.
Viva! Viva!
Viva Aluta Continua Amandla. I dismiss this forum.
Because I tried to call her, I couldn't, I think I got removed.
Ambassador, you can dismiss the forum from your site.